Namaskar, hello everyone. I'm Tanvi Khurana and I'm your host for today. And on behalf of CIET, NCERT and Adobe India, I warmly welcome all the educators to the third training session of this pilot program, Unleash Creativity with Adobe Express. We are delighted to have teachers, teacher educators and school leaders from the states of Delhi, Haryana, Gujarat, Assam, Odisha and Andhra Pradesh joining us today. Thank you for tuning in to our YouTube channel NCERT Events, and that is our YouTube channel where you are watching us live at this moment. You can write down your questions, your queries regarding this topic, regarding this session, and you can write it down in the live chat box. We'll be definitely taking up your questions towards the end of the program. And if in case you want to call us on our IVRS number, that would be 8800 440 559. So we would be happy to take your calls. With the advent of digital tools and platforms, NCERT, that is National Council of Educational Research and Training, and NEP 2020, that is National Education Policy 2020, emphasize on the need to integrate technology into educational practices to enhance accessibility, engagement, and effectiveness. This makes learning easier and, of course, more fun. Students can find lots of helpful stuff online, work with students from different places, and enjoy learning a lot more. Through a synergistic combination of technology and creatively focused pedagogies, CIET NCERT, in collaboration with Adobe India, has designed this program, which aims to cultivate creativity, innovation, and digital empowerment among the educators. So let's have a look at this video. NCERT, in collaboration with Adobe India, presents a pioneering online training program. Discover the power of Adobe Express and Adobe Acrobat with AI Assistant to bring digital creativity and AI skills into the classroom. Starting from 6th of June till the end of July, join us every Tuesday and Thursday from 3:30 to 5 p.m. Tune in to the NCERT Events YouTube channel and be a part of the future of education. Welcome back. As you have just seen in the video, the pilot program officially kicked off on Monday, that was 3rd of June. Over the course of 2 months, that is from 3rd of June till 31st of July, we will be running this 20-hour program. It's divided into 2 parts. First, a mandatory segment for all the teachers, regardless of their subject. And secondly, specialized techniques for integrating subjects into the curriculum. The sessions will be focused by assignments after each technical session, which the educators would have to complete using their Adobe Express education accounts. Additionally, participants will engage in online quizzes during the training to assess their understanding. So let's have some images to understand it better. So now let's get ready to ignite your creativity with Adobe Express as we embark on our exciting journey. Joining us today are 2 experts. Let me please introduce them. The first guest is Ms. Jasmeet Kaur. Ma'am, a very warm welcome.
Namaskar. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And right next to me sitting is Miss Meenakshi Oberoi. Ma'am, a very warm welcome.
Namaste and thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Let me please give a brief introduction for both the experts. We have with us the experts, and together we will be learning to blend digital creativity and technology as well into your lesson plans seamlessly. Miss Jasmeet Kaur, she is an educational evangelist with Adobe India. She leads K-12 professional development activities and thought leadership for Adobe Express to build a community of Adobe creative educators in India. And the next guest, Ms. Meenakshi Oberoi, she is an Adobe creative educator and has worked extensively in building capacity of teachers in Adobe tools like Adobe Express and more. She brings a wealth of experience and expertise, ensuring that educators can leverage these tools effectively to enhance their teaching and engage students creatively. So I welcome both the experts once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jasmeet ma'am, would you like to please begin?
Yeah, sure. I'm very happy to be a part of this program, and I'm really looking forward for today's session. Today, Meenakshi and I are going to give you a walkthrough of graphics, how to create graphics on Adobe Express. We touched on very small parts, but today we are going to actually deep dive into how we can create graphics, how we can create posters, flyers, worksheet, infographics, and a lot of fun stuff. So I can't wait to begin that and share everything with you all.
Shall we begin?
Yeah, sure. So just like the last time, I hope you all remember that we were talking about the first very important process, that is the signing in process. And as you all know that through this program, you have been given access to your Adobe Express accounts, which would look something like this once you sign in to your Adobe Express account. Now, once you have logged in, if you are already on this screen, well and good, but if you still need some guidance on how to sign in on Adobe Express, we got you covered because we have a small video to share with you all, which is on the sign-in process of Adobe Express. Can we have the video, please?
Welcome back once again, and you just saw a small video where we introduced you to Adobe Express. Now, let's just understand this software Adobe Express a little better. And I would like to ask Jasmeet, ma'am, regarding that. Ma'am, so as we all know that this is a software and softwares create something or the other. We would like to know what exactly does Adobe Express creates, and would you like to throw some light on the certain things?
Yeah, definitely. So Adobe Express basically helps you all to create everything that you need for your classroom, be it worksheet, be it any posters, flyers, presentations, web pages, and much more. And just like the last time how we created a very simple basic worksheet about me, today we are also going to deep dive into creating worksheets specifically about your subject areas, worksheets that cater to your different student learnings, and also we are also going to focus on how to create posters for different events that happen in the school, how to create flyers for school events, etc. So these are all the things that we are going to learn today in our session.
Okay, that's very interesting, and I'm sure all the viewers, they are looking forward to all these details. So let's have a quick look at the video where we are going to show you that how you can log in to your Adobe Express.
This video depicts the process of logging into your Adobe Express educational accounts. To begin with, please follow the teacher's login guide provided in your welcome kit. In the teacher's login guide, we have depicted 4 steps for you to follow to log in into your Adobe Express educational accounts. Kindly remember to use your registered email ID only. On the first page, please click on the Adobe Express link provided. This will take you to the login page of Adobe Express. On the login page, please enter your registered email ID to proceed into your login. Now enter the password linked with your email ID. And click on continue. Upon continuing, you will be given option to choose between 2 profiles. Kindly select the Pilot Digital Creativity Skills profile only. This will take you to your Adobe Express educational account. Your educational account will look something like this. It will welcome you with your name, and on the left panel, you can see the educational resources. Welcome. Now let's begin.
So now that you're familiar with the login process of the Adobe Express, and I'm sure that we are going to discuss the flashcards next, and I have a question regarding the flashcards to Meenakshi ma'am. So ma'am, would you like to tell us about flashcards? What exactly are flashcards and how can one create them using Adobe Express? Is it an easy process or a difficult process?
Thank you so much for asking that question, and it's my pleasure to take you around to talk about flashcards. Let me first talk about what are flashcards. Flashcards have been a part of our classrooms, I think, ever since we started teaching. What we wanted was that we wanted something that could help students recall, retain information. So these are like small cards that teachers make, and I remember spending days and nights doing this, and it's not easy because also they can be used over a period of time, but then it's paper and it gets spoiled. So here is something that you could actually keep. You can make on Adobe Express. It'll stay with you. You can reuse it. In fact, I know some of the ways in which we could actually reuse this for another purpose. So literally repurpose these flashcards as well. I hope I've excited you enough. Let me show you a few, few of the things that you can do using flashcards. So I'm going to show you on my screen some of the examples of flashcards which are very helpful in classroom and how easily you can create them. So while you're looking at my screen, I can show you that the first flashcard that you're going to look at is that of an early years child. So that's where we begin, right? We want students to make a connection between image, object, and the name of the object. The colors, all of those things are really exciting, and they excite our students to learn and retain that information better. Apart from that, we can look at, even in the higher grades, while we are looking at this, we could look at many things. For example, if I were a grade 2 or 3 teacher, vocabulary retention would be on my mind. So what I would do is probably use these flashcards for vocabulary retention.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are definitely going to have a few examples of flashcards to understand it a lot better. And Meenakshi ma'am would love to show certain examples. And if you also want to try at your end, so please try using creating these flashcards, and I'm sure it's going to be a fun process. Firstly, you have to understand what exactly Adobe Express is, and then the login process. So let's come to the examples here. Ma'am, would you like to show us certain examples, please?
Certainly. So as I was telling you, if I were a grade 3 teacher, I would actually use, this for vocabulary retention. For example, if you're looking at this, these are monarch butterflies that you're looking at. A flashcard like this can help the students not only retain, recall, but also I think somewhere while we are in the process of learning, it can help them have a visual impact to their minds using these images. A simple card like this can actually help students remember the symbols, the formulas. Chemistry is one of the subjects that's on my mind right now. So I would not only put the name of that element, I would put the symbol, and I would also put some kind of a creative so that students are able to recall that. Here is a complete definition put along with a picture to tell what is rain. Along with that, I also have names of animals or picture cards. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that you have loads available over here that you could actually look at, create and use this for flashcard creation. It's an excellent way to boost learning and also help you remember that, language learning or any development, vocabulary development or retention of a subject can be taken care of. I think I've spoken enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump right into this place. You have already logged in, so you know how to log in. Now, once we are here, I'm going to use the green blank screen in front of me, and I have two options. If I'm new to flashcards or I don't have ideas, when a screen opens up in front of you, the first thing that comes on your mind is, where should you start? So you need ideas sometimes. So as you open up Adobe Express, it's going to be like a blank canvas for you, and you can paint it the way you want to. You want to go with words, you want to go with letters, images, icons, whatever you want. The menu on the left side actually helps you go through that. If I take you on the left side menu, you will see over here that we have templates available. We have media available. Now, what is this media? If I click on media, it simply just gives me multiple options to use these images. So interesting, isn't it? You can even upload your own image in case you have. For example, I'm sitting in my classroom. I want my students, and I have this science experiment in front of me or apparatus in front of me. I'll just take pictures and put them over here. Now I can upload them from my device, or I can actually look for images over here. As you can see over here, there are multiple images available. Another thing that is available here are the elements. Now if you click on elements over here, you can actually find many things. Let me just type something and find something. Let's say I want a beaker. I'm going to search for beaker. There are many images that will come here, right? So in the interest of time, let me just take this first image here. Yeah. As I take this image, you will get this image right on your screen over here. Now this looks a little small. I'm going to make it bigger so that you can see it. Yeah. Now that you can see it, I can start labeling it and I can insert text here. Now I'll click on text on the left side menu, use my text option to add text. Now while I'm adding this text, I could either add a text simply by clicking here and say beaker, right? Or I could simply drag it wherever you want to. You have a choice of so many fonts over here. Choose the one that is big and bold and very visible. Now look at that. Yeah. So this is exactly how you will start creating a flashcard. And then of course, this is up to you where you take it and how far you can take it. So I used a combination of icon. You could use icon, pictures, images, and text to make this flashcard. I hope that did give you a glimpse, did it?
Absolutely, ma'am. A wonderful glimpse, and I'm sure, like you said, that this is an excellent way to boost learning. I'm sure the audiences, the teachers, teacher educators, whosoever is watching this program, they're going to enjoy this process for sure. And now after understanding what flashcards and what flashcards are and how you can create them, there are so many types of font sizes and boldness you can use. Ma'am showed you can also zoom in the picture and different kinds of things you can use to create flashcards. After this, let's understand how to explore educational templates using Adobe Express. So can we please have the video?
To explore the educational templates on Adobe Express, start by logging into the platform and navigating to the templates section provided on your dashboard. Browse through the categorized option to find the perfect template for your needs and then click on Open to customize it. Adobe Express offers a wide variety of pre-designed layouts tailored for teachers and students, including lesson plans, posters, worksheets, graphic organizers, report cards, and certificates. These templates are easy to customize, allowing the users to quickly create professional and engaging educational material. With Adobe Express, the educators can enhance their presentations, classroom resources efficiently and customize to their needs and change it and download it and share it with their students for further usage. So, to all the educators out there, dive into Adobe Express and discover a world of creative possibilities. Experiment with these templates to make your classroom material more fun and engaging. Happy designing to all!
Like the video said, happy creating. So with this, you now have an idea how to explore the educational templates, and there's a lot of variety in the different kinds of templates. And what are templates used for? Let's understand this better from Jasmeet ma'am. Ma'am, would you like to tell us that how one can create infographics?
Sure, yeah. So there are many ways how we can create infographic, how we can create these various templates.
Okay.
And Adobe Express is a template-based tool, right? So it has thousands and thousands of templates for the educators to choose from, which is why we are going to show you how to create a proper infographic using your create a graphic option that's there on your tile. So for that, what we are going to do today is on our home screens, there are 2 steps that we can take with the help of which we'll be able to create any infographic for our classroom, for our learning, for our students, for our self-reflections, etc. So to do that, the plus button on the top left corner is something that you could press and then you could type in infographic here. Once you have typed this, you will see an option coming up that says infographic. And once you click on the infographic button, you will see again a blank canvas. But as I just mentioned, the blank canvas can be filled by these already created templates that are ready to be used on Adobe Express. Now, if you are a teacher who does not really like doing things from scratch, or you want always new and better ideas, you could just simply click on the templates option on the left hand side. Once you click on that option, a lot of templates would open up for you for an infographic. So in here, you could search for any kind of infographic that you're looking for. For example, let's say I'm looking at a history timeline and I type that over here. You will see that you can pick it up from here and a lot of results of the history timeline come in the picture on the left hand side. Now, whichever elements I like the best, whichever combination of text and colors I like the best, you can actually just pick it up from here and your new file gets opened in which you can start editing directly your infographic that you're going to create for your history class. So you can see there are so many templates over here on the left hand side, and these templates are the ones that I was talking about, in which you can select what color scheme you would like to use in your infographic, or what kind of text you would want in your infographic as well. So for example, if I, let's say, pick up one of these templates and I would like to sort of customize it for my classroom, so I'll just pick up this template, which looks very simple, clean and easy. I'm also going to increase the size of my canvas, because a lot of times the actual size is not very visible. So I just increase this to 50% so that you are all able to see as well. Or maybe 100, that works even better. Now you see, this is basically an infographic about events leading up to World War II. It's a historical timeline that we are going to create today, right? So if I want, I could actually stick to this template, or I could customize it according to my choice. For example, if I don't want to talk about the events leading up to World War II, I could rename it to any other event that I want my students to basically put in the infographic or talk about in the infographic. Similarly, let's say you selected this file by mistake, but now you're looking for something very simple, or another subject, or even another timeline that you would want. So you can again scroll down, and that timeline can get added on the right hand side as well. Similarly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for another, let's say, an English grammar infographic. Let's see if something comes up. So we could select again from these infographic, and we could start working on it. So as I was saying, that once you have your perfect template ready, the template that you are wanting to start working on, you could simply click on that template and start editing inside the template itself. So I'm going to actually just start editing this one only. So, the English ones have appeared as well. You can see on the left, there is some reading comprehension infographic, there's nouns versus adjectives, adverbs and verbs infographic, and there are more infographics as well about the English language. So as I said, we could either stick to the one that we are on, or we could choose, let's say, a basic one, for example, a story map. Let's say I'm teaching my students a story, and I want the students to be able to learn through this infographic as well. Now, of course, I have done the story with them, but I want to understand their learning, or I want to actually put in the entire story in this just one piece of infographic. How do I do that? So it says story map at the top. I can actually just double click and start editing the content inside it. So let's say I call this one as story map, and I say the rabbit, and so you can see that my text is sort of overlapping on the screen. So what I can also do is I could simply just drag and make this a little smaller. That's the first thing I could do to reduce the size. Also, I could reduce the size of my text from the left hand side, where you see the numbers written. So either you can type in a number here. For example, I want it to be at 40, I can type 40, or if I want it to be like really small, I could go for 15. So that becomes like really small. So I'm probably going to stick to 35 because it looked completely perfect. So once I have my story, I then type in the title of the story in here, and to add in text elements in here, what do I do? On the left hand side, I have a couple of options, and let's say I want to add text to this. I simply click on the text box, and then I say add to text. You see a new text box has appeared, but I want this to be in a separate font. I want it to look a little different than what originally is in the infographic. How do I do that? On the left hand side, you see there are various font options for you all to explore from. So let's say if I like this font, which is Adobe Express Pro, and in here I have the option to make it either semi-bold and italic, bold and italic, etc. I can pick one of these options, and then I could just decrease the size for it, right? So once I've decreased the size for it, I could just push it in here, and I could centrally align or left align or right align this text as well. Once you have done that, you can start editing your options in here. So for example, in the author, I'm just going to write my name, though this is a story that I have not written, but it's just something that came up to my mind. So I'm just going to say Jasmeet. And similarly, you could also do one more thing because you want to add more elements of text over here. You can simply click on this plus option at the top left, which allows you to duplicate a specific element that you have actually selected right now. So when I click on this, it duplicates my name again, which I could take down and I could then start editing. So I can write in the main characters. So my story was about, I think, a rabbit and monkey. So I'm going to just type that. Similarly, I could just create another copy of it, and in my settings option, I could say what was the setting of this particular story like. So where were they, etc., etc. And because this is going to be a little descriptive, I could already say that I want the font size to be 25 over here. So when I now start writing a rabbit and a monkey playing in a forest. So that's my text. But again, as you see, this is sort of like overlapping. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller, and I'm going to extend it from this side so that it looks a little more visible and it comes and covers the entire area. Again, I could adjust my font size from here as well as per how much text I have added to my infographic. So it's pretty easy, just selecting and adding elements. And now because my story is about the rabbit and a monkey playing, so what I could also do is in my media options, I could search for a rabbit's picture, I could search for a monkey's picture, and I could add that also in my infographic. So then this story, this entire story would be, this entire infographic will be depicting a story about a rabbit and a monkey, and you will see you're able to actually remove the background. Remember, in our last session also, we had discussed how do we remove a background from one of the images that we have added. We simply click on the image and we say remove background. Once you click on the remove background option, you will see that the background automatically disappears and only the rabbit remains. Now I'm going to scroll and make this a little smaller and put it right at the corner. And similarly, I could add a monkey as well. And on the right hand side, you see all of these elements. So if I think I want to bring the rabbit at the back of the line, I could just right click and say send backwards. Oops, it went completely at the back. So what I'll do is I'll bring it to the front and then I'll just say send to back. So because this is another element that has been grouped, so you can actually club in elements. This is a great advantage of creating your worksheets, that if you have created everything, you could ungroup your elements so that they are all individual identities, and we then are able to actually put in one above the other. Now you see my rabbit is almost here. I'm going to just scroll through and make it right at the top. So now it comes here. And if I scroll it to the second point, it goes behind the line. So this is how you can keep sort of improvising and sort of doing things on Express using infographics as an option. Some more examples of infographic templates, I would like to show you how and where you can find them. Okay. So if I click on my home screen, I come to Adobe Express. This is the home screen for my Adobe Express account. In search everything, I could say infographic, and then I could click on the enter button. And then with respect to infographic, whatever templates are available, so there are about 3000 templates for infographics, I could simply click on the template option, and then I could scroll through and see lots of different templates. So as you can see, it says my life timeline, and then there is peanut, fun facts about it. There are others as well. For example, the tea timeline, how was the tea made, right? So you can pick any of these infographics that you really like, and you could start working on these infographics. And if you're looking for specific educational infographics, you could actually type in that as well, and you will be able to see infographic templates related to that as well. And yeah, that's about it. I think that's how we create infographics, and I hope this was useful for you all and teachers got to learn a lot.
I'm sure, ma'am, teachers got to learn a lot from this entire example that you showed. I have a few queries. May I?
Yeah, sure, sure.
So we can pick any topic under the sky and create infographics for that.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
Okay. And when you picked a particular template, when you searched for English grammar and many options for templates came, you picked one of the templates. Can you edit that particular template, or you can modify certain things on it, but what was written, the text or the pictures were given there? Can you edit those as well?
Yes, of course. We could edit everything that is there on the template. So we could remove all the pictures. We could get new set of pictures. We can also remove all the text. If we just want the background, we thought the background was nice and the color scheme was coming out really well. Let's say for my science classroom, I'm teaching about plants and it's something like we have a green background in that. I really like the background, but I don't like the text. I could actually omit all the text and the images that are in there, and I could redo it according to my preferences, my choice, even my grade level. So as I said, for a grade, let's say an elementary grade kid, I would put more colors to it, right? I would put more textual elements which are like vibrant and nice. For if I'm creating something for, let's say, a higher class, maybe a 9th or a 10th grader, I would try to keep it very simple and with like simple prompts and simple text so that they're able to understand everything through that one infographic only. Because that's what infographics do, right? They would teach you everything in that one single infographic, all the information that you might have actually studied, let's say, in the last week. You can all collect that in an infographic and put it on there.
It's extremely interesting, and like you said, that there are around 3,000 options of infographics in Adobe Express. That's a great number, and I'm sure anyone can use those templates and make the best use out of it. So with that, ma'am, we have understood the concept of exploring these templates, exploring these highly amazing templates on Adobe Express. Let's just move ahead a little bit, and because after this we now would like to understand about worksheets from Meenakshi ma'am. Ma'am, would you like to tell us about worksheets, how worksheets can be created using Adobe Express? Would you like to explain this in detail, just the way Jasmeet ma'am did?
Absolutely. Thank you, Jasmeet, for being so insightful and giving us wonderful insights. And the minute you heard the word worksheets, I'm sure you're all ears now, because all of us use worksheets every day.
Yes.
Did you know that worksheet basically means a sheet on which we work? It necessarily does not have to be a printed paper, right? It's anywhere where we want to work. We want to collate our thoughts. We want to put in some, notes, or we could even use it for, of course, what we use it for: recall, retrieve, revisiting concepts. So there are many ways in which you could actually use a worksheet and create a worksheet. But why an e-worksheet? Once again, I'm going to repeat myself by saying that, one, you can reuse it, you can repurpose it. Two, it's available and accessible for all. It doesn't get wet in rain, so no more excuses for students to say, it got wet in rain, so I've not done my work. So all you need to do is simply just send out that worksheet. You can personalize, customize, just the way you saw that we showcased how, how infographics can be created, and you can actually use a template. I'm going to take a leaf from Jasmeet, and I'm going to go ahead and use templates to show you how to make worksheets, and then I will start worksheets from scratch. So let's take a look at my screen where I'm still creating and looking at what worksheets are and how can they be created. So in front of you, I have an example here of a journal. We ask our students to write in journal, and it's a great habit, especially when you want to bring in social emotional learning. You want to capture their thoughts every day. So much of paper waste not required, because you could actually create a worksheet. For example, this one says day in my life. So you could actually put a date over there and then go ahead and reuse it by copying or duplicating this. And you could actually have, at the end of, let's say, 15 days or 20 days, you could actually have a collection of e-copies of this work available. Now, as we look at more examples of worksheet, you will see over here that this could be used for anything. For example, for me, spelling worksheets are something that work very well, right? I would love to take a look at a spelling worksheet, turn it into a quiz, and give them MCQs and more examples. what we are looking at is we're trying to understand how to help students go in depth into a concept on their own. So this is also a case where it can help you in adaptive learning, which means I'm giving it to my student to find out certain information. The student is responsible for finding that information. They're going to use this worksheet to write this information. And that's the whole process where the child is doing on their own, and that's inculcating self-adaptive habits. A simple picture like this, which is like a image of a body part, look how vibrant it looks, right? It just calls me to name or label those body parts on that animal. So the purpose of a worksheet should be much more than just a black and white sheet that comes to you which you have to fill. It should excite you. It should give you enough encouragement to actually look at it and see how I can answer and find many answers for myself. Similarly, we could actually take a look at a math worksheet also as a piece for enhancing learning. Give them clues, give them questions, give them inquiry questions to actually go ahead and look at what the question is. Mathematics is one such subject where you need practice. Practice makes a man perfect. Well, we've all heard it, especially from our math teachers, and we know we can never create enough worksheets for every student. Therefore, worksheets come in very handy to create a very personalized kind of an engagement. While we do that, the students can, every learner, has their own unique needs. For example, one of us might get stuck on the third sum, and the next one would get stuck somewhere on the first one or fifth one or eighth one. We as educators cannot create so many worksheets for every student. But if we have something very handy, or if we templates which could offer me worksheets on a particular topic, it's super easy for me to actually create one. Yeah, so I can actually take you on the screen to show you how this could happen and how we could actually move out of here and go back to my canvas. Remember, I was making these flashcards. I'm now going to go ahead and click on this icon. So every time you want to go to the main page or your dashboard, simply click on this icon and you'll be back on the same page. And you know what's the best part? Your work is still being saved over here at the base and is also available in your stuff. So you're not losing out anything, right? So I have two options now. I can either look on the search bar here on top, yeah, and I could look for worksheets like this, or I could actually go ahead and create a graphic and then start creating my worksheet from scratch. Who doesn't like something that is half-baked? Right? So over here, I'm going to show you many worksheets. Now, these worksheets are available for you to use, take away and use them as you like it. If I want to be very specific, I would actually say maths worksheets. I want to look for my subject specific worksheets. Yes, there is a lot of content over here that's available. You can simply just click on it and start using it. Allow me to actually take you to this one and show you how you can start using this sheet. This says customize template. You click on this bluish purple button and this worksheet will be available in front of you. Allow me to increase the size a little bit more so that I can tweak the elements. Now this is a very simple worksheet which is available about shapes, right? Name the shapes. I can actually keep it just like that, or I could excite my students and give them additional instructions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add something over here. I will say drag and drop the name of the shape to match the shape. So it's a great way to share instructions with your students. Look, that's white in color. On the left hand side, do you see this white patch? Simply just click over here and you can pick up any color that you want. And I like my instructions to be black because they should be very, very clear. And I'm going to just drag it just the way Jasmeet had shown you. I can adjust the size of the letters over here and also the way you want it to appear. There you go. Look, I reused an existing worksheet to make it mine, and now The same concept has just changed about a little bit. All the students need to do is simply just drag from here and take it to the sheet. Another way to do it is, I could actually go ahead and use the templates on the left side menu. Do you see this left side menu? Over here, you have templates available. Here, you could actually go ahead and type, let's say, social science worksheet. Let me see if we get something that is ready to go into my class today, tomorrow, day after. Love it that I could actually find one on global warming. That's a hot topic, and of course, everybody uses it. Now, I have two options. Either I can add this as another page here only for my students to have all my worksheets in one place, or I could start a new file. So, I'm going to go ahead and add this as another page here itself. There you go. It's super easy and it's literally just going to appear over here. Now you can make many changes that you want for this. Yeah, I'm going to pause here and I'm going to look at you to see if there are any questions that we might have, and there are so many subjects here. We could actually go on the whole day and I could take you through every subject possible to show you more worksheets. So I'm going to take a pause here.
Thank you. Thank you firstly for letting us know what worksheets are and how they can be created. This is a very easy process and creative and fun at the same time. So I'm sure the viewers will be enjoying. Again, the same question, can we create worksheets on any topic under the sky?
Absolutely, you can. All you need to do is on your main screen, you will have a plus sign, okay, a circle and a plus sign. Simply just click over there. You can start creating from scratch, or you have the green box, click on create a graphic. You can start creating all of this yourself. You can change anything between a color, text, font, anything that you want to type, any image that you might have around you. For example, we like doing the real world examples. So if you have a real world example around you, take a picture, put it in this worksheet and make it yours.
Okay. And if we take up a quiz, and we would like to add certain options, how many options can one add in the worksheet? Because there's a fixed size of a worksheet, you cannot increase the size. So how many options maximum can we put?
So it really depends. Designing a worksheet is a huge instructional task which takes a lot of thought and deliberation. Depending on the ability of your students who are learning, you can actually put in any format. You could go for MCQs, you could go for drag and drop options, you could go for short answers, long answers. Of course, 2 long answers is something where you'll might have to provide an extra sheet. You could actually use any format of questioning and you will have multiple examples. The way Jasmeet had shown you, I had actually displayed a number of examples in front of you as templates. Use that as your inspiration to try these worksheets.
Absolutely. And if, ma'am, someone wants to use a video which is there in their laptops and they want to use that, is there any specific size that they need to put? Or do they need to increase the size? Because videos are generally they're huge in size. So is there a limitation?
I'll let Jasmeet answer that because she's going to take up the next one, so I'll let her answer this.
Sure. So video session is coming really soon. We're going to have a separate session altogether just on videos, how we can create video, how we can edit videos. But remember, like the last time, how I showed that we could add images from the media options. Similarly, we could add videos from the media options. Now we have a lot of videos on Adobe stock itself, but we also have videos on, if you have some videos on your device, you could upload them as well. And that's something that we're going to take up in our, I think, some session during the next week.
Okay.
So, sorry,
yes,
I just
please.
would like to add, sorry, I just intervened, but I would just like to add that, while you are doing videos, which is a great way of, visual understanding, we're doing visual comprehension. So one of the ways in which I could use in my class is that I would take the link of that video and I would also take the QR code of the video. I'm going to put that in my worksheet, and I'm going to take visual comprehension questions and give that worksheet to my students. So I just tweak the video into your visual comprehension. I hope that's all right.
That's absolutely all right, ma'am. And because we are live on our NCRT Events YouTube channel, we have received a lot of compliments for your entire program. And along with that, we have received some questions as well. So we have a viewer named Shashi Ramachandran, and he's asking, can we also create flowcharts? So Jasmeet ma'am, would you like to answer that?
Yes, absolutely. We can create a lot of flowcharts on Adobe Express. And I would say that higher secondary teachers use that a lot as an option. I can actually very quickly just go to my screen and show you all, if I need to create a flowchart, how do I do that on Adobe Express, so that it becomes easier for you also to understand how do I go about in creating a flowchart on Express. So I just need to, again, the search everything bar on my home screen of Adobe Express, I could just type in flowchart. And once I type that, you will be able to see that my flowchart option has come in. And I'm going to create a very simple flowchart today. So hold on a second while I pull that up. Yeah. So when I type in flowchart on my search bar, it shows a lot of templates, about 500 templates of flowcharts on Adobe Express. You could actually just click on any of the topics and you could just fix and create any flowcharts that you want to. Yeah, I'm just going to use Meenakshi's laptop for a while. So as you can see, I have typed in the flowchart option, and in here in the templates, you have so many flowcharts that come in, right? So there's this flowchart on story map, there's a flowchart on ICT, there's a flowchart on software installation, concept of infographics, story mapping. And as I said, you could customize any of these flowcharts as well according to your choice, your preferences, your subjects, and you could record anything that you want to in these flowcharts. For example, let's say if I just pick up this particular flowchart which says the scientific method, and I say I want to customize it according to my choice, I'm going to be able to just start editing straight away inside this, which helps me to add text. I could add images, I could delete these images that are already existing. One of the questions that had come in was, how do we delete elements? So you could either just right click and you could say delete, or you can just click on an element and on your keypads you could press the delete button. That's how you can delete elements. And of course, to add elements, you could just go on the left, add your text. If you want to add text, if you want to add pictures, you could go to media. Or if you want to add any elements, like smaller elements like you see over here, you could add various design assets, backgrounds, shapes, icons. Icons is one of my favorite because it gives very, very cute small icons for almost everything. So let's say in this scientific method, I want to add some science, any icons related to science. I could just type that in and you can see how beautiful these elements are now appearing on the screen. So that's how we create a flowchart, and that's how easy it is to create flowcharts on Express.
So I would like to thank you, of course, for the explanation, and Shashi Ramachandran for the questions. So now everyone else also knows how to create a flowchart.
Definitely.
And ma'am, we have a lot of questions. So another question I would like to ask ma'am here. This is regarding worksheets, and the viewer is by your name only. The viewer is Meenakshi Singh, and she's asking, are there any predefined worksheets available for grade 6 to grade 12 for varied subjects, or do we have to design them separately?
Awesome question, I must say. Yes, there are multiple worksheets that are available. I'll take you to my screen to show you where they lie. And of course, they are going to be very handy for you to use, especially, you know, when you're in a class and you realize that this student needs a revisit, or, you know, the student needs extra practice on this very concept. These worksheets come in very handy. All you need to do is take a look at it, you know, of course, customize it, personalize it to your needs, and simply start using it. Let me show you on my screen a few things. So as you're over here, when you go to the search bar, you could actually go for worksheets, okay? As you look for these worksheets, you could actually look at educator resources on the left side as well. Now, this will allow you, now I'm going to look for worksheets once again. This will allow you to actually filter your content as well. For example, I'm looking for templates. I'm going over here. On the left hand side, you see this menu. Now, this is India specific content that I'm looking at. What you could also look at is other filters available over here. Now, these will help you go to your subject and go to your grade level or the age group that you teach to students. So, there are different options available for you. So, I'm not sure what subject do you teach, Meenakshi, but I just hope you have a good time finding a worksheet for your class.
I'm sure, ma'am, and thank you so much for answering the query of one of our viewers. And we have a lot of questions, but let's just move a little bit further in our program, and we'll be definitely taking those questions towards the end. Sure. So here, after understanding what worksheets are, how one can create worksheets using the beautiful templates that are there in Adobe Express, let's just move further and let's have a video where you can see that how the graphics can be showcased. They are created by K-12 teachers. So let's have a look at the video. So I must say the K-12 teachers have done an amazing job while creating these graphics. And with these graphics, after having a look at them, another question arises. Now, can we download these graphics and can we publish them on the web? Is it actually possible? So let's ask Meenakshi ma'am here. Ma'am, would you like to tell us that can we actually download them and publish them at other places on the web especially?
Absolutely. So you can use it in both the formats. Either you want to use it in an e-format or you want to download it and use it. How to use this in e-format or download it and using, that's exactly what I'm going to show you. So either you can, download this worksheet as JPEG, PNG or PDF as you like it. Or you could simply just publish the link and share that link. Let me show you how, because that is exactly where the clarity will come in. So on my screen, I have the same worksheet what I had created just before, just me showcase the infographics to you. So I'm going to remain on this worksheet and show you. This is your Adobe interface, and on the top menu, do you see this download button? Yeah. So when you click on this download button, this is where you get your options. Your options over here are: 1. Take it as a PNG, that is an image or a JPEG, or as a PDF. So let's say I just want to go with my PNG option. I'm good with that and I'm only taking this page. Remember, I had 2 pages over here. Look, I have 2 pages in this worksheet, this whole canvas, right? So while I'm using right now, I'm only trying to download this one. Therefore, when I click on download as my option, I will have my option available here as PNG. All I need to do is simply download, and there you go. What does my worksheet look like? Let's take a look at it. Here you go. This is what my worksheet looks like, and I can use it whenever I want. Another way is that I click on download and I say I need all the pages. Now for both the pages, rather than taking down as PNG, I would like to send them as PDF so that they're available to my students. So I can choose PDF, and all I need to do is simply just download. And as you can see, even downloading a PDF is a breeze here. You've actually created 2 worksheets in one go, which you can simply just send it out to your students. Now these were the physical copies if you needed. Yeah, if you look at this, these are the 2 worksheets, and this is how it is going to look. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to share it in an e-format so that you're able to share it as a link. What's beautiful here is you have the option to share this with members only within your organization, or you could actually share it with everyone in my organization, or anyone with the link, yeah, depending on the option that you want. Please do remember, if you're sending it to parents, or if you want parents to access, especially in younger students case where you would want the parent to have access, please make it change it to anyone with the link. Now before copying the link, you have to publish this to web, right? So when I click on publish to web, over here I can rename this worksheet. Let's say I'll call it shapes, and there you go. I can call it shapes. If you want yourself as an author, you can allow yourself to be written as an author and simply publish a link. Now when you click on publish a link, you can see this black panel at the base of the screen that appears. This is exactly where your link will appear. Now as the link gets published, you will have the copy link option available on this black panel itself, right? And you can copy it. And don't worry, even if you miss it, you click on share button again and you will have your copy link option available to you. I will just take a minute to take you, here you go. Now you can copy this link and share it with anyone that you want. Additionally, you also have the option to either send it right from here into your Google Classroom or Teams assignments as you like it. Additionally, you have the option for Google Drive and OneDrive as well for storage, depending on what you want. The last thing that I want to show you is that you can save it as a template. Why do I need it as a remixable template? Now remember, you're sending it as in an e-format. If every student needs to work, they will need their own copy. Now if they need their own copy, then you need to click on remix it as a template. This will allow the student to click on that link, make a copy of it, and then work on it. Yeah, I hope that was clear and that was helpful.
That was absolutely clear, ma'am, and this was a piece of cake. And so when we can download this, we can copy the link and we can use it on any social media platform or share it with any of the known people, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's really great. And creating graphics and then downloading them and then putting them on any social media platform or any web, this is nice. This will make your work very easy, so the teachers can always use these with the students and any group of students as well. With this, we have understood that you can actually download the worksheets, you can download the graphics and publish them on the web. After this, let's have a look at the video where you can understand how you can access the saved files on Adobe Express. So let's have the video, please. after this, you have got to know that you can access the saved files on Adobe Express. Now let's understand how one can create flyers and posters and work collaboratively on one single project. So let's ask Jasmeet ma'am about the same. Ma'am.
All right, so creating flyers and posters have never been like easy, right? We want to have like the best poster of anything. We want to have like the best flyer so that our information, our communication is all clear and nice, right?
Yes.
So it is very important even when we are talking about, let's say, creating a flyer for a school event, creating, let's say, a poster for a science club or an English club activity. We have our annual days, sports days, etc. We can all create that on Adobe Express. And I'm going to take you all through that process, that how do I create any flyer or any poster that I wish to create for any particular event on Adobe Express. So right here you can see I'm on my screen which says again search everything. So I'm going to start searching over here itself and I'm going to write just poster. First I'm going to show you the kind of posters that we'll be able to see when I type in here. So when I click on the poster option, which is the first one, you will see by default, there are a lot of results that come in. Now, if I am looking for a specific poster, what do? I type in the name of the poster. For example, let's say I'm looking for a science club poster or I'm looking for a story writing poster. I will actually type that information on my search bar so that that particular poster opens up for me. Similarly, if I'm talking about a flyer and I type in flyer here, I click on the flyer option, you will see there are so many flyers that come in that I can start actually editing right away, like right as I click onto them, I will be able to start editing inside them. So for today, what I will do is I'll actually like show you one more area from where you can go to the flyer or poster option. So again, I click on create my graphic. And on the left hand side, I have my templates which are almost ready. You can see if I scroll down, there is poster option available here as well. And if I scroll further, there's infographics that we did today. And there are presentations, graphic organizers and flyers that we are going to do now. So let's say I'm looking for a template for one of the science club events that I have. So I'm just going to type that. And once I have typed in, I will see if there are any particular posters that I really like about the science club and how I can just make changes to this according to maybe my classroom or my school and share it with other people and invite them for the event, right? So I'm going to stick to the second one, which is like a blue colored graphic. You can all see, looks really nice, has a couple of science elements. And so yeah, how do I start editing on it? We've already learned about how do we edit on our flyers or how do we edit on any template that we have picked up, right? So again, once again, I would say that while we are creating these flyers, while we are creating these posters, we want our message to be very simple and clear, that what are we trying to present with the help of that graphic. So in here, it says join science club for the, and there's an activity that's going to happen which says bottle, rocket launch, vinegar and baking soda. I think it's an experiment that they're going to conduct, the science club. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate certain parts of it. So I'm just going to click on it and say delete. It gets deleted. And I'm going to say join science club for the, and in here I'm going to write monthly meeting. So let's say this is my monthly meeting with my science club. I can just very simply edit this monthly meeting happening. So I can type a date in here. I can just simply double click on it and I can say when it is happening. So let's say I put in 11th of June at 6 p.m. And if I want, I can say if it is an online meeting or an offline meeting, whatever I want to, I could add that. Similarly, you see there are like smaller text written just under this date and this time, in which I can actually start editing, and maybe if there's another element that I want to add, for example, what is necessary to be brought into the science club meeting. So you can write down like, please be ready with your notepads or something like that, right? So I'm going to write that over here. And once I have this, if I don't like certain elements, for example, now I think this bottle and this cloud doesn't make a lot of sense because there's no launch, but it's just our monthly meeting. So what is the kind of image or what is the kind of picture that I could like sort of bring in here? So for that, again, I would go to my favorite place, which is the elements, and in the design assets, I'm going to search for some science elements. Now, when I type science, I will see a couple of pictures that have come in, right? There's this beaker picture, there's these atoms, all of these other images that you see in here. Now, whichever image you feel is going to be the most relevant for your science club, you could actually just pick up that and you could place it on your flyer or poster, whatever you're creating for your science club. Actually, I think the first one looked really, really nice. So I'm just going to stick to this one. And I'm going to make sure that I increase the size of it so that it sort of perfectly aligns. I'm also going to make sure to just do it centrally aligned so that my poster looks and comes out beautifully. Similarly, at the bottom, you can see there's other text written which is about which school and where it is happening. So I could just eliminate this text at all, or I could add the link to my meeting. So I can also add links inside this graphic where I can say to join us online, you can just click on this link. So that is something that you could do here. This is how I will create any basic poster or any basic flyer that I want to create. Now, how about, let's say, if I have to create something related to one of the other events that is happening in my school. So for that, again, I'm just going to go back and click on the Adobe Express icon so that we are on the home page now. And once we are on the home page, in here, I will start searching for, let's say, inside, again, create a graphic, but my graphic is going to be actually a poster, and I'm going to view all of these posters in here. But let's say if I don't find anything, I could just say in here in templates that I'm looking for a poster for annual day or annual sports day, maybe like an invite for the students, for the teachers, for the parents, etc. So once you find a perfect sort of your poster for this annual day, you can actually just click on it and then you can start working on it, just how I showed you that you could edit the text, etc. You can see there are so many posters available, but I really like this one which says class of 2020. I think I'm going to redo this one and I'm going to make it to class of 2023 or 2024 actually. So that's what I'm going to do. And once I have just selected the text, I could just say in here backspace and 2024. So it's like a graduation party poster, but let's say if I want it to be more of an annual day poster, I could say last annual day. So you can see how simple it is for me to create anything at all. And one more thing that I would really like to bring your focus on is that whenever we are doing a heading on a poster or a flyer, on the left hand side, we have a lot of options such as dynamic. So it makes my text look a little dynamic. I have a circular option which brings it in a circle. I have an arch which allows me to make it like in an arch format. And if I just simply drag, so a lot of people were asking us, how do we drag the elements and make them bigger or smaller? It's very simple. We just need to click on the element and at the corner we will see this arrow, double-headed arrow, which we can then just increase or decrease the size for. Also, the last option, which is a bow option, you also have this. So you could actually just try this one as well. So it basically just enhances our text a lot and we are able to see like simple things clear, and with the help of this feature that I'm now going to show, which is basically your fill color of your whatever text you are using. There's one more feature that you could do. For example, we have this in black, but let's say I want the color to be white, or there are so many colors on my sheet and I would want to select one specific color. I could use this dropper to select that color. Whichever element I put this dropper on, for example, white, so then my text color changes to white. Similarly, if I put my dropper, let's say, on the black or maybe this orange element, you can see my color would change to orange. So you don't need to focus a lot upon, oh, how do I get this particular, I would say, color, or where to find this specific color of or this tone of this color. You can simply use this dropper option, go to a specific element and that changes your text into that particular color. So that's how easy it is, and as Meenakshi already told us that we can always download these creations. So you have options to download in 3 formats, which is PNG, JPG and our PDF format, and then you could always share it as well. So if you want to share it with your colleagues, if you want to share it with your students, you could just click on the share button, publish it to web, and the link that you get once you publish to web, that's the link you can share with all the parents that are going to come for this particular ceremony, or all the other other educators who are going to attend this ceremony. So you could just send this. So yeah, that's about it. That's how we create flyers or different posters on Adobe Express.
That's amazing, ma'am. For all the events, we create posters, be it a school event, be it any movie event, any theater event. The posters are required for everything.
Yep.
And if one can create using Adobe Express, what's better than that?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Ma'am, with this, I would just like to say that this was amazing conversation. We understood how to create posters, flyers, and graphics using different templates. There are thousands of options using Adobe Express software. It's amazing. This was a great program. Thanks to each and everyone who was watching. We've got great response. We have got a lot of questions from the audience's end. Thank you so much. And I just love how easy it is that we can create stunning content with Adobe Express. So let's just take a quick recap about once again that how one can download and share the process for the projects created on Adobe Express through this particular video. Let's have a look.
In this video, we'll explore how to effortlessly download and share your projects in Adobe Express. Once you have completed your project, navigate to the top panel in the editor window and click on Download. Adobe Express offers multiple format options for downloading your project. Simply select the most suitable format and download your work directly onto your computer. Whether it's PNG, JPG or PDF, it allows you to download in any of these formats. One can also share and publish their link by clicking on the share button on the top panel, then changing the permission rights to anyone with the link, scrolling further down to click on publish to web. Change the name of the file if needed and then hit publish the link to make your work accessible online within the Adobe Cloud. Congratulations! Your project has been successfully imported to your system and can now be easily shared with students and other colleagues through a convenient link. Happy sharing your projects!
So this was a quick recap where we saw that Adobe Express is an amazing software, and we can create posters, flyers, graphics using different templates using Adobe Express, and this is very easy. So all the teachers, teacher educators, I'm sure at your end, you also are creating something or the other. So we would also like to know that what all you are creating. Let's ask Jasmeet ma'am. Ma'am, is there any way that we should also know what others, especially teachers, are creating using Adobe Express?
Absolutely. So what we did was we created a Padlet for you all, and you will just be seeing a QR code where you can go to the Padlet and you could start adding in your creations. I would request you all to take a picture of this QR code if you want, and then later, if you have not created anything right now but you're going to create it sometime soon, you could still use this QR code to just add in your creations on the Padlet. I'm going to now showcase my screen of how you will be able to add your content on the Padlet. So for that, what I will do is I'm just going to go to my stuff where I have all the file information stored, what I've created today. Let's just pick up this Science Club poster itself. I'm going to download it, and I'm going to download it as a PNG and store it in my device. Once I have downloaded this, when I scan the QR code that we just shared with you, this kind of a screen would open up, which is a Padlet where I can add in my creations. But how do I do that? I click on the plus button at the bottom corner. I click on that button and you see there are so many options for me to upload things, right? So the first option that you see is to upload. I click on that option and then I search in my downloads the last file that I had downloaded. So it was this one, which is the Science Club poster. I click on the open button. The Science Club poster opens up for us, okay? Now, here is what you need to do, teachers. For example, I am going to write in my name because this is my creation, Jasmeet's Science Club poster. So that's how you name your heading for whatever you're publishing on the Padlet. And then I could also write if my school name and also my city name. So for example, let's say I'm just going to say Adobe India, that's my school name for example, and I'm going to say Noida. That is the location, okay? And once I have done this, these two steps, very basic, I'll click on the publish button and my Padlet will now have my creation in here. Similarly, teachers, you all can also click on the plus button very easily. The first option, which is the upload option, click on that, choose a file that you want to upload. For example, I choose another file to show you how to do that. We have this file over here. You type in a subject and then you click on the publish button. We are once more going to display the QR code for you all so that you can see and you can just save that QR code. So in case you want to share your creations with us, you can be doing that using this particular QR code for the Padlet.
Okay, so with this, I'm sure you'll be having a good collection of all the creations by other teachers.
Yeah, and the best part is the other all the educators can see each other's work as well. So what another educator has created, it will also come on the Padlet, and they could like be sharing ideas as well on the Padlet.
Wow, so they can be inspired by each other's
Exactly.
creativity as well.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Dear teachers, thank you so much for being a wonderful audience, and we have received a lot of questions. Like I said before, we will be definitely taking those questions, but let me just remind you once again that you have the option of writing questions to us. You can either call us on our IVRS number, that is 8800440559, and you can also write down your questions on the live chat box of our YouTube channel, that is NCERT Events. That is our YouTube channel. So we'll be definitely expecting your questions, more questions. For now, we are here with another interesting video where you can see the examples of educational content already created. Let's have the video, please. So we just saw that Adobe Express is an extremely useful software for all the educators. You are wherever you are placed at the moment, you can use Adobe Express at your end. This is a wonderful software and useful for the students as well. And you can share the creativity too. So with this, we have some questions. And my first question is to Meenakshi ma'am. We have a viewer, Ravindra Bajwa, and he's asking, ma'am, can we type type maths formulas and add text along with it in the worksheets that you showed?
Absolutely. Why not? So, the best part is that this is as good as your keyboard. So, if you can do it anywhere on your keyboard, you can do it here. You have all kinds of symbols. Otherwise, what you could also do is simply just take a picture of that, write it on a paper and put it here. So, the way you want it, you can use it. Math formulas can be typed using your virtual keyboards and more.
Oh, okay. Yes, we have virtual keyboards and one can do that easily.
Yes.
Apart from this, ma'am, we have another question by the viewer Vinkant, and he's asking, can we edit Adobe worksheets in other applications?
So Adobe Worksheets, you can just download them. As we saw, we could just open it. Let's say you have downloaded in a PDF file. We could only edit it in a PDF version, but apart from that, we could not edit it in any other software. So you'd need Adobe Express. And because you have been given the access to Adobe Premium licenses, right? So why not use the licenses, and why not just create all the videos and all the additions or subtractions that you'd want to do with your videos? You can just right away do there as well.
Okay. And there's another question. A viewer is asking, I don't recall the name exactly, but he's asking that can we add the school logos to the worksheets?
Yes, of course you can. Remember I showed you that on my screen on the left side you have your stuff. Within your stuff, possibly we could take it up in the next session and show you exactly where it is, because paucity of time might not allow me. However, in that your stuff, you have brands available. Now, under those brands, you could actually save your logo, and all you need to do is simply just click on that logo and it'll be a part of your sheet. And I know worksheets can't go out without your school logos. So yeah, definitely you can do this.
Okay, that's really great, ma'am. Thank you so much for answering the questions of our viewers. And we do not have much more time left. Otherwise, we would have taken more questions. Thank you once again for being with us today, for giving us your time. And you dedicated 1.5 hours to all our viewers. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you to all our viewers as well, but we're not leaving before telling you that we have a feedback form for today's session. We would love to know that what all do you think about this particular session. Simply scan this QR code and let us know what do you just meet core. So we're wrapping up this particular program, but very soon we'll be coming back again. That is day after tomorrow on Thursday, sharp at 3:30 p.m. again on the same platform, NCERT events, and we'll be coming up with our 4th session. Today we discussed how to create flyers, posters and graphics using Adobe Express, and on day 4 we'll be discussing some more things. So please watch the program and of course raise your queries. So with this, thank you so much once again for being with us, and we're wrapping up this particular program. I'm Tanvi Khurana. I'll take a leave of you. Have a great day ahead. Take care. Stay healthy. Namaskar.